in the heart of a Nigerian village called Umuamu. The villagers lead simple lives, relying on farming and fishing from the great river that flew through the land. Umuamu was a place of deep traditions and strong community bonds. The people respected their ancestors and worshipped the river goddess, who they believed watched over them. Among the villagers were Ukamaka and her husband, Obum. Ukamaka was known for her kindness and beauty, while Obum was a hard-working farmer. They had been married for many years but had no children. This caused them great sorrow, as children were considered a blessing and a sign of prosperity in Umuamu. One tragic day, sorrow descended upon the village of Umuamu. Nena, a widow known for her kindness and healing herbs, faced an unfathomable accusation. She prepared some herbs for a sick child, but the herbs did not heal the child, and the child died. Blinded by fear and superstition, the villagers whispered that Nena must have practiced dark magic, accusing her of witchcraft and blaming her for the young child's death. Driven by ignorance and rage, fueled by fear, grief, and misunderstanding, the villagers gathered in a frenzied mob. They seized young Ogechi from her grieving mother's arms, their hearts hardened by fear. Without a trial or a moment's mercy, they ended the innocent Ogechi's life. Their actions echoing through the village like thunder in a storm. Nena's cries of despair pierced the night air, pleading for justice and mourning the loss of a precious daughter. But the villagers, caught in the grip of their own fear, turned deaf ears to her sorrow. In her anguish, Nena sought solace by the riverbank, where the waters flowed calmly under the moon's gentle gaze. With tears streaming down her cheeks, she called upon the river goddess, a deity revered for wisdom and justice. "O goddess of the river," she cried out, her voice trembling with grief and righteous anger, "hear my plea. My daughter, innocent and pure, has been taken from me unjustly. She was not cursed, but beloved." The night embraced her grief as Nena poured out her heart, her words carried by the wind through the rustling leaves. "Bring forth justice upon those who have acted in ignorance," she beseeched, her voice rising with determination. "Let them understand the grave injustice they have wrought upon the innocent." The river murmured softly in response, its ancient voice offering solace to the grieving mother. Nena bowed her head, feeling a glimmer of hope amidst her pain, trusting in the goddess to bring clarity and righteousness to her shattered village. The river goddess, enraged by the senseless killing, emerged from the depths of the river. Her wrath was terrifying, and she laid a powerful curse upon the village. "For the blood you have spilled unjustly," she declared, "no man of Umuamu who bathes in this river shall ever father a child. The cause spread quickly, and soon it became apparent that the men who had bathed in the river could no longer impregnate their wives. Fear and despair gripped the village, as the villagers realized the severity of their actions. Okechukwu, the village voodoo priest, had not bathed in the river for many years. He knew the power of the river goddess and respected her deeply. As the curse took its toll on the village, Okechukwu remained untouched, aware of the consequences of the goddess's wrath. He was a mysterious figure, respected and feared by the villagers. Okechukwu knew he held the power to help the women of Umuamu, but it would come at a great moral cost. Ukamaka and Obum's longing for a child grew with each passing day. Desperate and heartbroken, Ukamaka decided to visit Okechukwu. She walked through the village, her heart heavy with hope and fear. Okechukwu welcomed her into his heart, listening to her plight. "The curse of the river goddess is strong," he said, "but there is a way, though it is not without its own consequences." Ukamaka, driven by her desire for a child, agreed to the voodoo's priest's solution. She knew it would change her life forever. Word of Okechukwu's solution spread quickly. Women from all over the village, each with their own tales of sorrow and desperation, began to visit the voodoo priest. Okechukwu, knowing the gravity of the situation, chose to help them in the only way he could. He performed rituals and slept with the women, one by one, until every woman in Umuamu was pregnant. The village soon buzzed with the news of impending births, bringing both hope and a deep sense of unease. As time passed, the village of Umuamu began to change. The women, once filled with despair, now carried the promise of new life. Ukamaka, like many others, began to show signs of pregnancy. The village buzzed with mixture of excitement and trepidation. Ukamaka and Obum felt a renewed sense of hope. They prepared for the arrival of their child, grateful for the chance they had been given. Yet, in the quiet moments, Ukamaka couldn't help but wonder about the true cost of this new life. The village buzzed with whispers and gossip. People began to notice that all the pregnant women had visited Okechukwu. Suspicion grew, but no one dared to speak openly against the voodoo priest. His power and influence were too great. Obum, too, began to hear the rumors. He was torn between gratitude for the child they were expecting and the unsettling feeling that something was amiss. He decided to confront Ukamaka, hoping for reassurance. One evening, as the sun set over Umuamu, Obum approached Ukamaka. "Ukamaka, I have heard the whispers," he said softly. "People are saying that Okechukwu is the father of all these children. Is it true?" Ukamaka looked into her husband's eyes, her heart heavy with the truth. Yes, Obum, she admitted. The curse left us no other choice. Okechukwu is the only man who could help us. Obum was silent for a long moment, processing the weight of her words. I understand, he finally said, his voice filled with sorrow and acceptance. We did what we had to do. As the time for the birds approached, the village was filled with anticipation and anxiety. One by one, the women went into labor, and the sound of newborn cries filled the air. Ukamaka gave birth to a healthy baby boy, bringing immense joy to her and Obum. They named him Chibueze, meaning God is King. The arrival of the new life brought a sense of healing to the village, but the shadow of the curse still lingered. As the children grew, the river goddess appeared once more to the villagers. Her voice echoed through the village, reminding them of the curse and the price they had paid. You have new life, but remember the blood that was spilled. Teach your children to respect life and justice, or face my wrath once more. The villagers bowed their heads in reverence and fear, vowing to honor the goddess's words. They knew that the future of Umuamu depended on their actions. The morals to be learned in this story are the dangers of ignorance and injustice. Acting out of fear and superstition without understanding or evidence can lead to severe consequences and injustice. The villagers' rash actions led to a curse affecting the entire community. The importance of compassion and fairness. Seeking peaceful and just resolutions rather than vengeance is crucial. Nina's plea for justice from the river goddess instead of seeking revenge highlights the value of compassion and fairness. The responsibility to teach and respect life. It's essential to pass on values of respect for life and justice to future generations. The river goddess's warning emphasizes the need for the villagers to learn from their mistakes and ensure their children uphold these values to avoid future wrath. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more amazing stories. Hit that notification bell so you never miss when we post a new story. I did love to read your thoughts, so leave a comment below to let me know what you think about the story.